Oh, hi, everyone. We had a power outage. It's severely thunderstorming here in my location, undisclosed, but that's kind of cool because it fits the tone. Not cool if you're trying to watch us, though, and the stream goes down. So hopefully you're all still here. And if you're not, it was nice to know you temporarily. With that, though, I believe we were calling into the empty void of a tunnel.
I believe we were.
Would you like to enter said tunnel?
No.
Hell no. I have asked. I mean,
Can we see any sign of a struggle here?
Why don't you give me a track roll?
All of it?
Specifically, Jeremy's character of James.
I have a 45 and I rolled a 32.
Wonderful. You can tell that somebody was drugged through here. Kind of the way that there's shoe markings.
Someone got dragged?
Yes.
Ooh.
There's shoe markings and scuffling in the dirt of the floor, as well as you find one tiny piece of cloth that looks very similar to some modern clothing.
Well, I think that's our answer.
seems like it, yes.
Sorry, there's a piece of clothing?
Yeah, piece of denim.
Dottie?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Is your dog trained in any tracking or anything like that?
Well, maybe. Not anything that I've trained her at. But she does have a nose.
Do you think you could see if she can, recognize anything? Obviously not sending her into the tunnel, but sort of, in the immediate vicinity. If I go get, a lantern and, we can, walk in a couple feet?
Well, perhaps we should investigate the rest of the house first. It is a large estate.
That's true.
Well, someone's been dragged down this way.
Easier to pick up a scent, too, right? If we, if she knows.
Has something of his, yes.
Can I tell if, what was dragging him? I'm making an assumption that it was him that was dragged, but if it was our dear friend being dragged, can I, do I see other footprints?
You do see some sort of animal prints.
Animal?
Mm-hmm. Did you just have a regular success? I think it was just a regular. Yeah, with your regular success, you're not really able to identify what type of animal, but you note some distinct claw marks.
It doesn't look human. Do you have any kind of... Didn't think there were any large cats in New England.
I have a question. You said, Dottie, that you've seen some weird things on corpses that or cadavers, I guess, that you've examined?
Yes.
Anything similar to these claw marks, maybe?
I don't know. Boss, have I seen anything like this before?
Do you have any mythos score?
Let's see. I don't see that on my thing.
Cthulhu mythos, left-hand side.
Oh, Cthulhu mythos. No, that's a big ol' 0.
So you have not seen anything like this before.
It's not familiar.
Does it
What about you,
look
Jay?
like something that maybe I bumped into in Africa?
Again, do you have a mythos score? You do? Why don't you make a roll against your mythos?
I got a 52. I only have 5%.
Yeah. So it's definitely making you kind of recall back to your time in Africa, but it's nothing that you've come across.
In case I feel very uncomfortable. Well, we can't go into those tunnels without some light.
Can you find some in the house and
I'm
look
not
around while we're doing that?
Appropriately dressed. Still in my pajamas.
I would prefer to face death not in my nightie.
Yes. Clean breeches.
I don't know. Oh, never mind. I found it, and it's completely zero, so never.
The starting value is 0. Let's assume that you spend a little bit of time, everybody, getting prepared for the trip down, gathering whichever supplies you might need, including the light sources that Jeremy had purchased and was hoping to get Winscott to pay for. And it just occurred to me that before we lost power, I had just said to Sly that they noticed that Charles was not present yet. Which Affy, Dottie would notice as well.
Yes. Did we have a time frame of when he was to arrive?
He was supposed to have been here for a few days already. And
right.
Josh had mentioned that he had gone out to do something. He didn't really share a lot about it. He said he was expected back any time.
Huh. Very peculiar that he has not yet arrived.
He's an investigator, or I'm sorry, what'd you say he was?
A journalist.
Well, if your experience is anything like mine with journalists, they get their heads into something and...
Was there another room upstairs
lost for
that
days.
maybe we weren't using?
There was.
I'm going to go check that before I get dressed and see if this journalist has already been here.
There is definitely somebody's belongings here that don't appear to belong to the people who were there with you.
I'll go in and open them.
Sure.
Just start rooting around in this crap to see if there's any identification.
Yeah.
Snoop through Kate's shit.
You very easily find a wallet with an identification for Charles. Looks like it's a reporter's press badge.
A wallet, but no. If he was to be going out, he would have taken this with him, no?
Yeah.
I think so.
Look at that for a second.
Maybe he's the bushwhacker that stepped up on Josh and took him down into the basement. Why is that so?
I don't think he's the type. I have met him. We've worked on several cases together.
Oh, you know this, Charles.
Yes.
Is there blood on it or anything?
There's no blood on his items, no.
Was there some in Josh's room?
Is he boxers or briefs?
You know what? Save that answer for Cade. Cade can tell you.
We can't just project that onto him?
Listen, it's so personal. I feel wrong
Commando.
Committing somebody's
Commando.
It probably is Commando.
Commando.
He probably finds everything else restricting.
Dirty bastard.
Yeah. There's no blood in Charles's room. Wiley, I think, was wanting to check on the blood in Josh's. So go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to walk me through that.
That's okay. So your percentile and your D10, you're gonna roll them. Yep.
Thanks, Kate.
Who?
And then read the 2-digit number followed by the 1-digit.
61.
61, and your spot hidden on your character sheet is?
Which, like, there's 20, it says 25%, and then 350, 175, and 70.
Sorry, 25, and then should be 12.5, or 12. And then 7.
350, 175, and 70 is what's written there for some reason.
Those numbers don't make sense. Let's take a look.
I'm sorry, I don't know what happened.
That's okay. I should have taken a look through your character sheet, so maybe I didn't do my job.
Blame Ruin. It's fine.
It might be 35 instead of 350.
Yeah.
This was when I was using like the PC and the keyboard was a little bit wonky, so it's totally possible that like something stuck when I was typing.
Because it starts at a base 25. If you're untrained, it's 25. So 35 would mean you put 10 points into it. I don't think you can put 350 points.
That would make sense to me. Sly, I don't know if I have your character sheet.
Can I send it to you through Discord?
Please do.
Sorry, y'all.
You're good.
Yeah. This is why you have session 1s, to get all this stuff. And then at session 90, you're still doing it. That's just how gaming goes.
Can confirm.
Session 60-something in Mistwalkers, and we're still doing it over there.
Yep.
I'm infectious.
At least I don't have to ask what a D10 is anymore.
True.
I'm so proud of you.
Hold on, sorry, it's now saying my files are too powerful.
Like other Cthulhu music going on right now. My cat's trying to climb in the garbage.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
She's so smart sometimes and so dumb other days. Either has all the brain cells or none of them.
Same.
Hold on, sorry, I'm having some computer problems.
You're good, buddy.
Good. Tell you what, while Sly is sending that to us, let's continue on. And when Sly gets the character sheet to me, we can confirm what Wiley might have found in that location.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go to my room and get dressed.
You are
Same.
dressed.
Yes.
I'm gonna put on my combat boots.
Ooh.
Expecting some comments.
I have.
Well, I just feel like I'm coming out of my room looking like ready for like ruggedness. I'm like a men's aftershave commercial.
I
Sorry,
definitely went trousers.
Is that cedar?
Pine tar, you fool.
Definitely went trousers and a work shirt type situation. And I again have Roxy on a leash. And I would like to go to Josh's room to try and find like the clothes he wore when we were having tea.
You do find the clothes that he was wearing. They're kind of placed on, like those stands where you put clothes when you're not quite done with them. It's on one of those things. He's a fancy guy.
Oh, so not an office chair or like
No, not a lazy
floor.
boy shoved in the corner. No, he's too good for that. Somebody in the chat was like talking about how he was, like born to a wealthy family, like the epitome of that person. It's true.
Yes.
Asparagus.
He's a fancy boy. All right, well, I'm going to take the shirt and kind of get Roxy to get her nose up in it.
Okay.
And I'll take it with us, too.
I don't have stats on an animal companion, so...
I don't know.
Until we can get those between games. So what we'll do for now, though, is anytime you use her to track or something like that, I'm going to give you a bonus die on the track roll, as well as reduce it. Like if it needed a hard, we'll bring that down to a regular for that. So what you're going to do is you're just going to roll your tens die twice, and you're going to take the better outcome of them.
Okay. All right, so that's a 27. My tracking is 10.
Okay, so
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't really notice any strong sense. Nothing that kind of makes you go, yeah, this is anything different from what it seems, which is that Josh has probably got taken down to the cellar and through the wall. Now, Sly, I do see what you've done wrong on your character sheet here. I think you just added an extra 0 there. So if you wanted to take that from 350 just to a 35, that should adjust the hard value to a 17 and a 7 for the extreme. Okay. And then, do you remember what you rolled? If not, you can just re-roll for your spot hidden.
I didn't touch the dice.
Okay.
So 61.
61? Yeah, so you don't find any sources of blood or anything like that.
Are we taking firearms?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, before we go down...
Know how to shoot?
Yes. But...
Of course I know how to shoot.
Before we go down, I feel we should have a discussion quickly.
Well?
The letter that we found.
All right, yeah.
And with that, Dottie spends time reiterating what they had found in the letter written by, I believe it was Jacob Bishop. And it spoke about Elijah Winscott, who they did find was a relative to Josh. And Dottie, what details did she wish to emphasize out of that letter?
Particularly the tunnels that were beneath the estates up in this area, and even more particularly the body parts when the slaves never arrived or were never, whichever way they were going, when they went down to investigate and they just found bodies and body parts, and it was just the slave drivers and the male slaves. There were no female slaves, and like that was like the main point I wanted to get across. So yes, because of this, we're bringing guns.
James, does that inspire you? Perhaps this is the next big game.
James is very skeptical. Okay. So I'll take my revolver and I'll take my little rifle. I really don't think there's anything. I think it'll be fine.
I do hope you are correct in that. I have no desire to be ripped to shreds.
And with that, the four of you are facing the tunnel. It is big enough for two people to walk abreast. So who dares go in first?
I'm not shy. I'll go.
Emma? Emma steps forward, and she immediately notices that the tunnel to the east, you're now facing south, the tunnel to the east goes on for 20 feet before there's an obvious cave-in. However, the tunnel to the west goes on as far as you can see, but even in your lantern light, it dies off after a time.
Well, alright then. Let's go.
So
I like you.
at any time as you're heading through the caves, if you're wanting to use your skills for anything to find that you might think is relevant, just tell me what type of roll you'd like to make, and we can work with that. There will be moments where I will call for a roll, but a lot of times you can just kind of use your own creativity to sort things out. However, what I will have everybody do is immediately give me a spot hidden roll.
Two zeros. I mean,
2 zeros followed by one. A number above 0 is 1 through 9, and so it's usually an extreme success or very close to 1.
rolled a 9 then.
Out of what?
9. Like, I rolled 2 zeros and a 9.
Yeah, sorry. What's your spot hidden skill?
Oh, 50, 25, and 10.
Perfect. So then that means you rolled an extreme success. You find the stub of a Turkish cigarette.
I was supposed to roll that too, right?
Yeah, everybody could roll. But
I rolled. Sorry, it's just funny that I rolled a 62 again, exactly the same thing as last time.
your dice are loaded, but not in a good way.
Thanks, Afi, for that Christmas gift. I'm just kidding, I love you.
Jerry.
Artemis, you also hear the faint sound of running water coming from the west.
That makes sense in relation to the river.
It does. So you would know that probably in that direction is where you would find the river. So you're less concerned that the path to the east has caved in.
I would explain that to everybody and hold up the little cigarette butt that I found. This is one like he had earlier. You think, Doc?
I think it's quite obvious. Thank you for that, by the way. That he either came this way, but it could have been when he was down here digging earlier.
Sure.
But I would say we are on the right path.
As you begin walking westward, you walk about 200 feet. It's quite some time. When you're faced at a crossroads, but directly west, where the crossroads is, you can clearly tell that it's been walled off by bricks. The sound of the river is quite loud right now. And then there's a path to the south. You can tell that it meanders southeast. And everybody make me a luck roll.
I got a 6.
Oh, that was so close. I got a 46.
A 4?
40.
44. All right. Afi, Dottie halts when she hears the crunch that she knows is bone beneath her feet.
Just to be sure, I'm going to bend over and pick a piece of it up, just like a little shard.
Mm-hmm.
Stick it to my tongue, see if it sticks.
Jesus.
Would you expect it to stick?
It's how archaeologists determine if it's bone or stone.
Does it stick of its bone? I don't know this.
Yeah,
Oh, that's gross.
because it's porous. It's porous. It sticks to the tongue.
Yeah, that's some old ass bone. Why don't you go ahead? Because you did that, you can make me a medicine roll if you have it, or a science biology. I would take that too.
That is just. I got a 12 on die. Medicine is 75, 37, 15.
Sorry,
So
say that
hard-
again.
I got an extreme success with a 12.
Perfect. Yeah, you estimate that these bones are like 150 years old, at least. In fact, you can also tell that the clothing that is in the pile looks colonial in the era. Just in terms of how, like, that's where it would like place it in your mind with how old these bones are.
Do you want to go around licking all the random bones you find?
Well, my dear, it's the best way to determine if it is a bone or not.
Does it taste old?
Well, I don't intend to quantify its age, but judging by the clothing as well that's down here and the letter that Emma and I found, I can think it stands to reason that these are the bones described in the letter.
Maybe they just left him down here.
Well, it did imply in the letter that he merely vacated with extreme expedience and then boarded the place up.
You're right.
I'm just like thinking to myself, like kind of like talking to myself. I wonder if it would crunch.
I can assure you it would crunch.
The southeastern tunnel, then.
Other than me stepping on it, does it seem disturbed in any way? Like somebody was dragged through, kicking and screaming, disturbed?
Based on your extreme success, yeah, just along the edge of it. I mean, it's kind of placed a bit in the center, so it looks like maybe they tried to go around as best as they could, but it's not wide enough that they could fully escape it or avoid it. So yeah, it's been disturbed just in the slightest.
Can I use my tracking to try to figure out which way they went?
Absolutely, yeah.
The second, not the regular success.
A hard success?
Yeah, hard success on my track.
Yeah, they definitely went to the southeast, and you can now you can tell that at this point your assumption would be Josh being drugged. He has begun to bleed a bit.
Can I tell any better what these other footprints are dragging him?
Give me some sort of sciencey biology type role, like a natural world.
I have biology. I also have natural world.
Okay.
My natural world's better. Do you want me to do that?
Sure.
No. I got a 49. I only have 30 in natural world.
Yeah, it's animalistic in nature, but nothing more that you can precisely identify.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that I got the rope over my shoulder. Did we bring everything that we bought? Like, did we bring our shovel and pick and everything?
We can always go and get it if we didn't.
No,
It's not like we're
I
far.
needed it.
I assume that you brought everything that you had stopped to get at the hardware store within reason, you know?
I'm gonna have my rifle over my shoulder. I'm gonna carry the lantern in one hand. I'll maybe get my pistol out at this point.
Mm-hmm. And do you make your way to the southeast?
Well, the ladies are very excited to lead, so if they would like to lead, I'm not going to get in their way.
Feminism!
As you all make your way down the hall, you begin to see that the walls are pulsing a very dim green light.
That's not normal.
Hardly.
What do you say, Captain? Anything that you may have seen before?
No.
Brand new.
All new. And a tad bit
Alright.
creepy, if I may say so.
You
Just a
come
touch.
you come across another branch in the path. You can either go forward to the south, or you can go to the east or to the west.
I'm
Try
making
to
sure.
rub.
Sorry, I'm just making
No, you
sure
go ahead.
all the
You go ahead.
chalk markings on the walls that
You
we like walk.
can go ahead and give me an archaeology roll.
To leave them?
Oh, sorry, you're leaving. Sorry, I thought you were checking for markings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
can.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, you can absolutely make some indentations as you pass by.
Is there something like I run my finger along the wall? Is this like could this be maybe something that's some sort of algae that's come up out of the river or something? Or
Go ahead and give me a biology roll.
Oh, I'm quite good at biology. I do that as well.
Sure.
I did not.
Is that on my sheet? 44.
Sorry, do I check it off if I make the roll, or do I have to succeed the roll to?
You have to succeed the roll to mark it off.
Okay. All right.
I got a 41 and my max is 44.
Wonderful. So you see as James lifts some of the substance off the walls. It's very clearly something that is on it, not the walls itself. And you kind of pop over his shoulder, maybe in this sort of weird rivalry way that you have with him, and you immediately say that it is some sort of fungus or algae that's been growing on the walls. It appears to be luminescent.
I'm just gonna make out like I made my biology roll. I'll be like, of course it is.
I'm sure it's not infectious at all.
Maybe you'd like to lick it.
No, you don't lick
And I put
algae.
my fingers out.
Poor fool.
Is your dog like freaking out or anything?
I don't know. How's my dog?
Give me a psychology roll.
59. It's a 30.
It is definitely on your heel. It's not trying to lead the way, but you can't tell if it's just, the darkness and the unknown, or if it were spotting something else.
Roxy seems okay.
Oh, well. As long as the dog is okay.
Wiley asked if she was well. Don't be sassy pants.
Which
Ladies,
direction would you like to go?
Are we still going southeast?
there's one
East?
south,
It's due south now.
Due south.
but there was another
Suppose.
one, right? South or...
Now the path is opened up, so it's south, east, or west.
Which is the way to the river? Do we know?
East, I thought.
It was
Or
west.
West? Okay.
West. We go west.
I
Let's
thought
keep going
you said
south.
we.
Well, actually, can I track again at this intersection to see if I can see which way our friends went?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Or friend? I use the term friend loosely. No, I did not get that.
Yeah, it seems to kind of fade away right here.
My gut tells me south.
South?
But I'm out of character. I'm just making that up. But in character, James will be like, my gut tells me south.
Well, if your gut is anything like that swill of a tea you brewed, I say we go the opposite direction.
Oh, come now, madam. Don't blame the instrument. I mean, blame the instrument, not the one wielding it.
Surely, if I heard that every time.
Been dreadful tea since I've come across.
Let's see. Well, it's as good as a goal as any, I suppose.
Let's mark the wall here, as I noticed Wiley was doing, and maybe head south.
Sound plan.
All right. As you head south, you come across smaller pathways that branch in various directions. You continue to head south. Just seems easy. But I need everybody to roll me a spot hidden.
Nope.
Hold it.
Oh, wait. 50. Yeah, I succeeded by 1. Yay.
That's what I rolled.
64?
I got an 8, so that's an extreme
Buddy.
success.
James notices that this area is very cavernous. Like, it's hard to tell which way to go because there's lots of large stalagmites and stalactites that go all the way from floor to ceiling. However, with his extreme success, he notices something lurking behind one of the pillars. And he understands fully what has been making the strange markings along the ground that he's seen as he sees the visage of something amphibious lying stretched out on the ground. And James is going to need to make a sanity roll.
Oh dear.
I'm trying to get under my sanity, is that correct?
Yes.
Won't go well.
First sanity check of the game.
Nope.
You are going to take... I didn't even prepare my dice for this. Dang it. Here we go.
Oh no.
I got it. Oh, are you prepared for this? You're going to take 6 sanity loss. And now...
Well, that's past my insane number.
Well, because you've lost 5 in one go, yes. However, how much is your total sanity?
After that, 17.
17? You have 17 sanity?
I do now. I had 23 prior to the roll.
Oh my goodness. Well, so you would have, you're immediately going to go into indefinite insanity, but it's going to bypass your 5th value of your sanity anyways, so you're going insane no matter what you do. Normally, if it was just 5 at one time, you would have to roll which intelligence check. You'd have to roll an intelligence check to see if you actually understand what's going on in front of you. However, you've gotten past your 5th value, which means that you cannot put up with any more sanity for the day, and you are going indefinitely insane. So you will remain insane until you find a place of safety. Being that it's session 1, I don't want to put you in too bad of standings. So we're going to say that James is extremely antagonized by what he sees. He wonders, is this the thing that he saw in Africa that has tormented his dreams? He's brought on by the horrors of war, and which prompted him to go after the enemy without any mercy, and he begins firing on this being. So go ahead and roll me a firearms.
Yeah, so with my revolver, it says I can do 3 attacks. Can I just say
You
squeeze out
can,
all 3
however,
rounds?
every subsequent one has to be made with a penalty die.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because why would you fire 1 shot when you can fire 3?
Absolutely.
Okay. So my first shot is a whatever the second success is.
Hard success.
I have a 28, and handguns is 60, so 30. So the first one, and then the second one I'm rolling with 2.
The second one you roll with 2, and you take the worst outcome. And then the third you actually roll with 3.
Okay, they're exactly the same for a total of 58, and I have 60 in handguns. So
okay. So with this, I'm just gonna say you managed to kill the thing outright. You do waste your third shot on it. However, you've managed to deal enough damage off the hop that you kill both, or you kill it. What is everybody else doing as you see James blasting into the darkness?
James, what are you doing?
he doesn't say anything. He just keeps his pistol pointed in that direction.
You good,
Shaky.
buddy?
That was Josh.
It wasn't Josh.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Does anybody go
Alright.
to examine it?
I'm
I
going to, for sure.
take the lantern from James and go investigate.
He holds on to it just a little. Like, it takes a bit of a pull to get him to let it go.
Well, you can come closer with me, or you can
I
stay
will
here.
not go closer.
I have a lamp as well.
Okay. Well, you keep this and hold on to it then.
Wiley,
Let's go,
are you
Emma.
going up as well? The three of you crouch and creep forward, and all 3 of you are faced with the corpse of a horrifying, bulging-eyed, scaled, amphibious creature. It is the size of a human, and its claws are quite sharp from what you can tell. But all 3 of you will need to make sanity checks as you see this thing.
Just to confirm, this does not fall into my traits of immunity to sanity losses resulting from viewing a corpse.
It's not, because that is human
Okay.
corpses.
Gotcha.
I rolled a 37 out of 50. So.
Is it dead?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yes, it's very dead. 47 for me.
Sorry, fails and successes?
Saved.
Saved.
77, so I probably failed.
What's your sand value?
65?
Okay, so you definitely fail. However, Alfie and Artemis, your characters are going to take 1
sanity damage.
1 sanity damage. And Sly, Wiley is only going to take 2 sanity damage.
That number go in the middle then?
How does your
Yes.
character...
So on the outside, you should have your starting sanity. Then you would adjust the
left.
current sanity in the middle, and then the insane number on the outside is like, if you take
Okay.
more than that in 1 round, I think there's
It's
consequences
in the session, in the scenario.
in the session.
Yours is just very, very small.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I change current from 65 to 63.
correct. And
Is it dead?
the
Yes, it's dead.
3
Okay.
of you let out a audible gasp and sigh. Wiley kind of skirts back around the stalactite, but all 4 of you are seeing a horrible fish-like creature.
Is it dead?
It is dead, from what you can tell. However, you all notice that there are many more surrounding you, now that you can tell what they are, and they're beginning to stir.
Time to go. And I just start backing us away. I still have Roxy's leash very tightly in hand.
What is
And-
it?
There's more.
Just like backing up.
go.
Thank you.
I'm going to back against the wall.
As you do, you feel very odd scrapings on the wall behind you.
You look that way.
I'm not looking. I can't lose more sanity.
They do feel like letters. I'll give you that.
Letters, like someone's writing.
Mm-hmm.
Scratched letters into them.
Well, I'm gonna look.
Well, you don't know about it because James has found this all on his own as he backed against the wall. However, he also is enraged at this moment. So as he backs up, he's thinking about his best plan forward. He knows he's outnumbered.
Can I see the ones that they mentioned?
Oh yes, as they pointed them out now, you see that there is probably 30 of them. The path does continue directly to your right, which is south again.
So we have to keep going.
No, we need to move back. This is a nesting ground of some sort.
Are they moving towards us?
They are beginning to wake up.
Let's go.
Do you go back the way
I'm
you
with
came, or do you go
Scotty.
continue further south?
The way we came.
Okay. Everybody make me stealth rolls.
No.
Where'd that go?
Oh no.
Oh no, it fell on the floor.
Oh, I rolled good.
Oh my god, that was almost good.
Okay. That is a. Ooh. Okay, that's an 8.
Okay. Okay. Good things.
This is a.
I rolled a
Okay, not an
24.
extreme success, but pretty damn good.
Okay.
41.
Best roll of the night.
I
Sly,
got a
what is
7.
your
I got a 17.
what's your stealth out of there, Sly?
64.
Oh, wonderful. So everybody makes it. So the good news is, despite the gunshots, which were rousing them, you're able to make your way back to the first crossroads, where there were 3 paths. You know that the way that you had just went, which was south, is no longer good. And so you can now continue east or west.
Can I write that
Burn them.
for
We could burn them out. We could,
X?
James,
how much oil do we have?
James, can you give me an intelligence check? We're gonna go with this is actually called a reality check.
Oh, I failed that.
So you are
My
still
intelligence is-
insane.
My intelligence is 70, and I rolled a 96.
No.
So James is still suffering insanity, and he is going to have to continue persevering. He immediately goes to the west, begins, forging the path ahead.
Okay, I guess we're going that way.
I'll just keep marking things down.
As James enters into a new cavern, this one is remarkably large. It slopes down as he goes up, or he goes further into the caverns. And now it's all of a sudden 20 feet tall. And immediately in front of him, he sees a large metal contraption. It seemingly takes up most of a wall of this room.
What is that?
I have no idea.
Everybody could see that it appears to be in the shape almost like an organ.
I'm sorry, like a pipe organ or something?
Yes.
Don't go play it, James.
And
Of course not.
upon seeing this, I need everybody to make me a power roll.
Got under mine. Rolled a 50. Mine's 54.
Oh, shit. 52. 2 over.
5 out of 65.
Everybody
69 out of 35.
James is far too intrigued on moving forward to find the leader of all of this, the one that will take them all down at once. However, everybody else who has succeeded is overtaken by a vision. The vision is of the sea. Strange, tentacled monsters with claws roaming the ocean. A large, tentacle-faced being with the wings of a dragon rises from the ocean upon an endless island of stone of various geometric shapes. And just as you're about to sink to the very depths of the ocean, a claw reaches out and grabs hold of you. And then you're standing back in the room with this organ in front of you.
That did not happen to James, though, right?
It did not happen to James. James is instead looking for the next way forward.
Oh,
Did you just do something strange?
just a touch.
There's fish people down here.
Yes, there is. However, that was very, disturbing. Did you all see that?
Man, the closest thing I've ever seen to something like that was like an octopus out in Los Angeles.
I can't explain it. Let's move forward.
All of you will lose. Well, you're actually going to get some mythos from this. James does not get the same vision. However, three of you, will take. You can add 5 onto your mythos score, which will adjust your maximum sanity by 5.
Cool beans. Do we get the 5 to our current as well, or just our max?
You do get it to your current as well.
So I'd make the 65 a 70.
Yes. Yep. There is only one path forward, and the giant organ looms over you. James, roll me an intelligence check.
I rolled a 31 and I have a 70.
Excellent. James is able to come back to reality. He realizes that the things that were hunting him have probably remained behind. However, he still feels a compulsion to bring an end to these, but he is in control of his senses once more. With any further insights, he will go insane again until he can find time away from all of this madness. However, he does need to find his friend.
Friend is a loose term.
I knew that as I said it. I was like, oh, maybe he decides he doesn't want to.
You did forget about me.
He was busy. This was exciting stuff.
I'm exciting stuff, believe me. Should we play it? Should we touch it?
Do you know how to play?
Been a while since I've played piano in the parlor.
Can't say it was ever one of my strengths. I think we would be very wary to play it. It may summon those creatures that you shot
fair.
at.
Fair.
So perhaps we can find another way around.
Remembering that he cracked off a couple shots, I'm going to reload my revolver.
Good idea. Do you continue on the path then?
His hand's shaking while he does it, but yes.
Wonderful. The three of you come up to what appears to be a final room. It's a dead end. There's only one other... only one way out. It is the way that you came. All of you can roll a spot hidden before you enter the room if you would choose to.
23. So that's under my middle
Because
number.
the last time I spotted something, it drove me bonkers.
I mean, you don't have to make the roll. That's up to you.
I got a 59, so just a normal success.
Okay.
I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, so let's roll.
Do you have bubblegum?
Of course I do, I'm in America. I got a 37, and my spot hidden is 55.
Perfect. Did Wiley make a roll?
Got a 44 again.
What's that out of? 30, 35? I think that's a fail. So, let's see. Dottie, you notice that immediately there is some sort of sleeping area here. It's directly off to the left, which would be the north, as the way the path has led you in through the east. And James notices that there is some sort of cistern directly across the room, along the east wall, and there appears to be a large mirror there as well. However, Emma sees what is immediately more pressing in front of her, which is that in the middle of the room, there appears to be a giant amphibious monster wearing some sort of crown, who is raising a dagger above his head and plunging it down into the body of Josh and tearing it apart. Next to Josh, on a similar looking stone slab, is an unconscious person who... Now, remind me, did you know Charles?
I didn't.
So
no.
you don't know who this person is. However, I do need you to make a sanity roll as you see this very, very easily spotted sacrifice happening. So you succeed. You take 1 sanity as you see this fish creature tearing apart Josh's body. And with that, you hear one giant howl in this guttural sound, and everybody notices it as they turn and see the fish person pointing a clawed hand at them and raising the dagger. So everybody...
Shoot it?
Pardon me?
I shoot it?
Sure. I'm going to have the rest of the party make a sanity check already. Jeremy, you don't actually make the check. You just roll sanity. Or I roll sanity for you, the damage.
I got a 7. So I think I'm
can't
okay.
resist this damage at this
You
point?
cannot
Okay.
resist this because you are temporarily insane. So sorry. Alfie succeeded, so she'll take 1. Wiley, what did Wiley get?
10.
10. I think that's a success for you, so you're also going to take 2. Or sorry, 1. And then Jeremy, I also rolled a 1, so you take 1. However, you are back into a state of insanity. And I'm going to say you resume your hostility. So based on that, I'm going to go with I'm going to change the initiative order a bit. Normally it goes by dexterity. However, being that Artemis had the hard spot hidden to begin with, I'm going to give it to her, followed by Jeremy, who has the insanity for killing.
Okay. What do I roll?
You wanted to shoot, so you're going to use your firearms.
It's just a regular success.
Perfect. You can go ahead and roll damage on that.
Rolled a 2 on a d6, so
Okay, so you do 2 damage. Perfect. And then Jeremy, what does James do?
So James, lost in his delusion, climbs up out of the trench in France and charges across the field, firing at the opposing trench with his pistol. And then in his mind, he's throwing a grenade, but he's actually going to... I'd like him... I can't do this all necessarily in one round. I'm just going to charge the creature shooting my gun, but I am going to throw the lantern on it, thinking the lantern is like a grenade.
Okay.
So maybe that happens next round.
Yeah, so we could do the lantern next round, and do you want to be shooting him as well?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm...
Yeah, you can't do both, but I'll allow you to do one this round and carry the other one on.
You know what? Let's just do the lantern this round.
Do the lantern. Give me a throw roll.
Okay. He maybe even cries out something like "Watch out for the machine gun nest, boys," and then throws the lantern.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Oh shit! 34, and my throw is a 35.
Wow, that's awesome.
Nice.
Just get that.
James is completely overwhelmed by visions of his haunted past. He throws in his best grenade style, and it immediately smashes against the face of the amphibian, and it begins to light on fire. Just a small burn at first. However, he knows that it's only going to become larger and larger, and he is going to decimate this creature within time. However, after that, we're going to go to Wiley and into Dottie. Who has the higher dexterity of the two?
I have a 50.
80.
Perfect. So Wiley, you're going to get to go next.
I don't have a gun, so
You notice that there's a lot of instruments around, a lot of vases and stuff. You could probably grab something to fight with.
okay. I'll grab something, I guess.
face, but it's shaped like a
Sure.
shoe.
Sure. Let's say you managed to grab. It appears to be some sort of rod of some sort, a branding iron or something. You're not really sure what it is, but it's definitely able to fight. So if you're wanting to go into the combat, it's just a brawl roll, fighting brawl.
Can I check on the other person quickly instead?
Yeah, absolutely. So you would be able to tell immediately that it is... actually, so you didn't see the bodies at first. So give me a spot hidden.
It's all 40 everything. Failed that too.
Did you want to spend the luck on it? It's like 5 luck for you, I think.
What does that mean? Will that take it, like, does that make it
would
low?
make it a success.
But your luck goes down by 5. Is that correct?
Yes.
I have a 50, so just 45.
Do we get luck back though, Rune, or is luck once it's gone?
There are finite ways to get it back, but there are ways to get it back.
Okay.
Yeah. Your sanity actually recovers better.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Okay, so Sly, you manage to, you look around the room desperately knowing that you're also looking for Charles, and you find him lying on a stone slab next to a body.
How far away?
Probably about 20 feet away. You'd easily be able to run over there.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, it is Charles. He does appear to be breathing. He is unconscious, though.
Is he tied to the slab or just laying there?
Just laying there.
Can I, like, pull him off of it and, like, kind of crouch behind it?
Sure.
Can we do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Just give me a strength roll.
41 out of 50.
Yeah, so you manage to grab him and pull him to the ground with enough ease that you don't just drop him immediately. And that is your turn. So we'll go off to Dottie.
I take out my 38 and I'm going to fire a shot at the big lizard creature.
Okay, go ahead.
20 out of 40, so that's a hard success.
Hard success. Perfect. And you can actually... no, I'm going to keep that the way it was. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's a 7 off my d8.
You fire a shot off, and it lodges directly in one of its eyes, and you hear as it makes a piercing scream and shrieks. It's now clawing at its face, and it goes running towards the cistern, where it's going to douse itself in water. However, that has taken up all of its attention, and so it actually rolls back around to Artemis. The thing is still alive, but it is clearly, it is predisposed.
So I think I have to reload this round, right?
No, if you're using a revolver, right?
I have a Derringer.
Oh, a Derringer? Yes, you will, because that is a one shot.
Well, then I reload my Derringer.
Okay, we'll roll back around to James.
So it ran away from me to the cistern?
Yeah, it's within range for you to run to. And
Can I grab the pick? Can I grab my pick along the way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna like grab the pick as I run up behind it as it's dousing the flames off, and I'm gonna be like, "I'm coming for you, Jonathan!" And I swing the pick into the back of this creature.
Yeah, go for it. You know what? It's basically a prone target as it's like head in water. So go ahead and just roll damage on that.
So what damage would a pick do you think?
I think you probably do. The club does like probably a D8.
And can I add my damage bonus to that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Okay. You could also roll it because if you get an extreme success, that will do piercing damage.
Okay. Would I be using Brawl for this?
Yes, fighting Brawl.
Is there a melee?
There probably is. I'm not going to worry about it for now. So just use your fighting Brawl. We can always retcon it later. But roll it anyways just to see if you get extreme damage.
No, I have a success, but not not a hard or an extreme.
Okay, so then just regular damage, a D8 plus your damage bonus.
Okay. So that's a total of 8.
8. So you bring this thing down on what you believe is its brain as it turns to face you, and you crack it straight on top, plunging the pick deep within it. And the body goes limp. Just as that happens, Wiley, in your arms, Charles wakes up and he says, "Help us. Help us all."
Buddy, we're helping you, don't worry. We'll get you out of here.
You can all tell that you're standing in what appears to be some sort of laboratory. Various experiments have been taking place in here, as evidenced by the chemicals and compounds, many of which you can't really identify. Anything else in here is a small sleeping pad where it appears that this one amphibious creature, who his mask or his crown makes him appear more important than others, and then of course the cistern and water, and there is a mirror on the one wall.
Am I still lost in my Shuri? Like, I feel like I'm still swinging.
I think seeing this thing dead in front of you, you would probably come back to your senses. We'll say you took a few extra swings at it and mutilated it pretty good.
So we're not in combat anymore?
No.
Dottie.
Yes, I'm coming. I move over to Charles in order to assess if he's well enough to be moved.
We should, lift him back onto this, if possible.
Just leave him on the floor for now. He may have damaged his spine or his neck.
Go ahead and give me a first aid roll. Or a medicine. Up to you.
Wrong one.
Me as well, or just Dottie?
Just Dottie.
First aid is... It's just a medicine. 15.
15.
That is an extreme success.
You managed to find that there are no long-lasting damages to him, no broken bones or anything like that. You do smell some sort of chemical on his breath. Possibly he was drugged.
We need to get you a breath mint, darling.
He does appear well enough to travel, though.
Okay. He's good enough to get up, so let's get up slowly, yes?
Does anybody look over and see Josh's body?
Once Charles is up, he's my next go-to.
I see there at least 3 of you were looking to take a look. So all 3 of you can roll either first aid or medicine on him. You won't save him, but...
It's a dead 60 for me, which is still under my top line for medicine.
Okay.
It's way over.
62, but I don't have any numbers.
If you didn't have any numbers, then it's just the one that's right next to the number, or to the skill. Probably a fail.
01.
Yeah, okay. So, Dottie, once again, as the great coroner, you're a coroner, right?
Yes.
Yeah. As the great coroner you are, you notice several things. Well, very clearly he was killed by the bleed out of his hacked away organs. However, you also notice that he has several different symbols which you can't identify that have been drawn onto his skin.
Okay. I'll take out my... Sorry, go ahead.
You said there were tools around the room?
Yes.
I'm going to start looking for something that would resemble pliers.
Yeah, you managed to find some forging tongs, and then also as well as some smaller handheld ones. They are actually quite modern, which would suggest to you that people have been getting supplies recently.
I'm going to take out my pocketbook and jot down the symbols or what they look like.
Jeremy, also give me. Actually, yeah. You know what? Give me a spot hidden, and roll it with a bonus die, because you're actively looking around.
I got a 16. So, because I roll 2 and take the lowest, right?
Correct.
Yeah, 16. Spot hidden. So that's not the 5th, but the half.
A hard success. You also find hidden away in the corner a statue. The statue is of a tentacled being with dragon-like wings sitting perched atop a pedestal. Even looking at this thing causes you to take 1 sanity damage.
I'm insane again.
However,
Oh no.
you
buddy.
sound incredibly calm as you grab the statue and look around at the investigators that came down to these damn tunnels with you. And you begin to tell them that this is the God that all of these abominations are worshipping. The God that the only reason you could see them, they would ever have this laboratory and make these sacrifices is so that they could see it rise once more. And you know within your heart that for the rest of your life, you need to prevent that from happening. The three of you, it's as if James is pleading with you. Based on everything that you've seen, you believe him. Why else would there be this secret hideaway? Why else would there be a nesting grounds with access to the ocean? And why else would there be so much horror and fear instilled in you by looking at the statue?
All right, James. We'll take care of it.
I'm gonna walk over to the fishman. Does he have teeth?
Oh yeah.
I'm taking them.
Yeah, go ahead.
With those tong things I found. And if it doesn't come out, then I use the statue thing I found to break them out. And I'm kind of maniacal about it.
Wonderful.
James,
Yeah.
how about you come away now?
Once I have my trophy, pet. Once I have my trophy.
One tooth.
We don't take one tusk, do we? As I pull the second one out.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him.
Just then, Charles begins to stir. And he says, he's right. I was supposed to be the sacrifice. They were gonna take me too.
But they didn't.
We have to. That statue, and he points with a limp hand, can never fall into the wrong hands. We have to protect it from all of mankind. And we have to make sure that these things can never bring about Cthulhu.
Oh, dear.
And with that, curtains fall on session 1 of the Society. All right, well, thank you
Nice.
so much, everybody, for playing along tonight. This was
Thanks,
wonderful.
Ruin.
Thank you to
Yeah.
chat, who has been following along, hopefully even after the mild inconvenience of a power outage. This was session 1 of The Society, a Call of Cthulhu actual play. When we commence in 2 weeks' time, there will be a bit of a time jump. Enough for the Society to get their footing. But other than that, we are concluded for the first chapter. So we're going to go around and we are going to get everybody to say where we can find them and who they are before we call it a night. And so let's start off again with Affy.
I'm Affy the DM. You can find me over on the Vectair, where I am the community manager and I handle all of the things, or I make Artemis do it. I DM on Monday nights. If you're into horror and you liked this game, my game is D&D 5e, but it is based in the Domains of Dread, which is very, very horror-esque, and there is a sanity table, essentially. I call it stress effects, but it's kind of the same deal. I'm also in a bunch of other games with these two lovely DMs here and here, and Sly is also in my game on Mondays.
Awesome. And of course, they can find you on Twitch and through the Vectair Discord channel as well. And if Cade were here, he'd make all those things appear on the chat, but I am not that fancy, so we're going to go ahead over to Artemis.
Yeah, I'm Artemis. I'm the content coordinator and social media manager and resident nerd herder over at the Vectair. Affy's personal assistant whenever she needs it, and just
Which is a lot.
We've been busy. We've been very, very busy, and it's only getting busier. So, yeah, I'm over there. If you're looking for me, that's the best place to look for me because I don't really ever leave there anymore.
Awesome. Sly.
I'm Sly, and I am also found in the Vectair, and I play everybody's favorite shoe-throwing Minotaur girlfriend tiefling on Mondays for the Mistwalkers.
Perfect. And Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy. You can find me at Old Men Rolling Dice or in the depths, stroking my idol.
Oh my.
Until
Nice.
next time.
Wonderful. And I am Ruin Ortega. I am one of the hosts of Cantrips and Coffee, a tabletop review show where we tell you where to spend your hard-earned money. And we usually try to avoid D&D because that one already has enough. You can check us out anywhere you find your podcast. We just released the review of Blades in the Dark. And then you can find me here every second Wednesday from right this day right now, where we'll be back for the Society. We are also finishing up our Spelljammer campaign, but that's been delayed, so if you're here and you were wondering what's going on with that, I don't know, we'll find a day. It'll be a live stream for some charity event just to wrap it up, but I'm already into Cthulhu, man, so like I've moved on. But yeah, with that, thank you so much, everybody. I don't know how to raid. Does anybody know how to raid?
Yes, you're going to type /raid and then pick a channel.
/raid.
Make sure they're not leaving.
It's not coming up with anything.
Let's.
Oh, I have to type in the channel name. I get it.
Yes.
Who's
yes.
raiding? Who should we raid?
I'm looking. See if anybody's playing Call of Cthulhu right now. Let's see. Oh my. Not very many. And it looks like they're playing the game Call of Cthulhu, not a tabletop. But we have a tiny little game that's going with only 6 viewers. If you want to go there.
Where's that? The Vectair?
I just put it in. No, we're not streaming.
I was like,
Wow, rude. No, I just put it in chat for you.
Scar?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is possible that they could stream without us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, enough people have the stream key.
Oh, invalid.
The Fifis are hurt.
Ryan's in chat yelling emotional damage.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to rate you right now, Discord. Let's see. I did spell it just like that.
I don't know.
Did that work?
No.
No.
Try that. Just copy and paste what I put there. Without the space beside it.
Without the space beside what?
The slash.
Oh, I get you.
Chief had to let you do it.
You know what?
Slash on the other side.
We had really good intentions. If you want to go, please join them. Please join them. Otherwise, we're just gonna end this. And you know what? Cade can do it next time because he's way better at this than I am. And anyways, I just run games. And stuff. Bye, bye, everyone.
Bye.